The weatherman says snow, and that can only mean one thing. Hello friends, subscribers, supporters of the channel, Supreme Commanders, YouTubers, those that have randomly gone and clicked. Welcome to today's 4 vs 4 ranked ladder on Supreme Commander Forge Lines Forever. Today's game has been submitted to us by Winter, very much in keeping with the weather and the season generally. Sure, it's just a coincidence. The two teams today having just 29 points between them. And let's go ahead. Don't see the reason why to drag out the intro any further and go on in and make a start. And we'll get right underway with this one. Love the little graphic here. Look at this. This weird... I was going to say it's like an icicle, but it's not because it goes up the other way. That would be like a stalagmite in it. I don't know. Maybe icicles don't go up the other way. They certainly don't have metallic wire wrapped around them, so wrong on all counts, really. Again, this is a handmade map on Adaptive Sim 20 by 20. Let's unpause the game and make a start. Let's see if I can get my camera lined up the right way. There we go. For those new on the channel, it is a ranked game. That means all the hotties are on one side, all the coolies are on the other. What does that mean, you say? That means all the warm colours and all the cool colours are members of their respective teams that we affectionately know as hotties versus coolies here on Tactical Takeover. The hotties down south on the lower east side forming their team 2. The coolies up on the upper west side are team 1. And these red structures through the centre are just civilian. They are neutral in this map. That means they do not engage, basically. Whoever gets there first and reclaims them can have the mass. It is a 20 by 20 handmade map, so no Neuroxis AI map genness going on here today. And with all of that said and done, let's go ahead and start introducing our players. Over here, taking a pause from his drug-running escapades is Pablo Escobar, 1072 rating. Don't forget, guys, these ratings are based on the 4v4 ranked ladder, so the ratings are much lower than some of these players you might be used to. Pablo Escobar there, Seraphim, first land in sky blue. To his east in electric blue, we've got Born. He's Aeon. He's 1227 on the 4v4 ladder, also having gone first land. Moving to his right in lilac, we've got our first UEF. It's Ravendell. He's gone first land and going second land in the UEF. He's clocking in 1350 on the ladder. And last but not least, in the Cyan, we've got Shane Phoenix, 1342 on the rating, going first land there in Seraphim. Switching over to the other side, then we'll continue round in the clockwise motion. Ferrari Red is Sanoman. He's Cybran, having gone first air, mixing things up somewhat. Moving a little to his left, Burgundy Red in UEF is Balfron, 1242 on the ladder, going first land. Continuing west in orange is Winter. This guy, where is he? Here he is in Seraphim, 1227, allegedly behind the submission of the map. So all praise be to him. Probably mean he's going to win. Had the opportunity to check halfway through this game. Was shaping up to be a good one. Winter, you best have it down for the second half. Well, I've wasted my time and won't be able to upload it. And last but not least, certainly isn't least, on the lower west side is Vecca, 1243 there in yellow, also going Seraphim. Lots of Seraphim in today's match, having gone first land, second air. All right, with that, player introductions, not too bad at 12. We'll zoom out, take a little look at the map situation overall, just to give you guys a little idea on what is what. If we come over to the coolies there, that's what they can see. If we come over to the hotties, that's what their team can see. Incidentally, I did look some of these players up. In fact, I looked them all up just because I knew that the 4v4 rating would be off. Just as Ravendell with a perfectly timed group of mech marines here. What we got, 2 mech marines and a scout. Balfron, who's been greedy, sent 5 engineers to this clump of mass without any escort whatsoever. He desperately tries to get a point defense online, but it's going to be far too little, far too late. Ravendell there with a pickup of the century. What's that? 3 engineers, there's 4. That's going to be 5. And with it, terrible loss there. from Balfron, who no doubt was relying on that. Let's have a look. Was he relying on it for his opening? Actually, he already got a bunch of the reclaim there. Thankfully, was not trying to upgrade 3 mechs at once or anything crazy like that off the back of that reclaim. Because if he was, well, he would basically be out the game for the next 5 minutes. That was a pickup and a half. Looks like Winter moving in to save the day with a couple of thams. Ravendell wise to it and backs off, hoping to bag a few more engineers. Ravon actually, he's got a bomber on the case. Moving into the central area, then somewhere else on the map. Actually, I take that back. The civilian structures are hostile. There we see it. Tech 1 point defense shooting at the commanders. It's of course a map option. Civilian structures can be neutral or aggressive. And there we see the commanders there. Look at that. Trying to destroy the stuff so they can get their hands on the wreckage. There's 203 mass here just begging to be reclaimed for whoever notices it first. Looks like for now they're far more interested in reclaiming this thing. I tell you what, it looks pretty. Look at that. I'll reclaim that and put that into my main base here at home. Both commanders from either team looking happy there. We've got both sides pushing each other on the lower west side. Appears that neither has the numbers to fully break through. Momentum certainly seems to be with Winter at this moment in time, but that looks like it's going to peter out as Bourne there benefits from the compression effect as he pulls back and Winter extends away from their point of production. Pablo Escobar covering the extreme west where Veka has yet to press. Incidentally here, look at this. Veka's 4v4 rating is 1243. This guy's global rating is closer to 1700. So that'll give you a little idea there. He's probably the player that's 4v4 rating furthest away from their global rating. Back in the mid, Ravendell, the first player to get a bunch of support together with his commander. Winter realizes that, backs off. Commander with all those tanks versus commander that's bare. Well, you can figure out who's going to win. And Balfron this time having another go at the reclaim. Incidentally, guys, I forgot to point it out at the beginning of the map, but see all the reclaim there. There was 45,000 mass strewn across the map on this one. And if we zoom in, there's no large reclaims anywhere. All the mass is contained in either clumps of trees and or clumps of rocks like this. 45,000. So there's definitely mass to be fought for, but it's fighting for reclaimed fields, not, you know, like Salem wrecks and whatnot. Checking on the Upper East side, we've not seen anything up here going on. Shane Phoenix just stood there and a few probing attacks. He's just beyond the 50-way mark. Remember, these civilian structures, basically the 50-way mark while we see them. Sanoman there, he's got the units to cover as well. All the action really going on in the middle at this stage. Commanders, we can hear they're blapping away. Going for civilian structures over here is a little distracting. You hear the commanders shooting and think they're going for stuff, which of course they are, but they're civilian structures. Shane Phoenix here with a little press. That's not going to work. He realizes it, and rather than chucking them away, retreats an inferior force out of Sanoman's grasp. Numerous commanders here going for the gun upgrade. And Veka, who may already have it, yes he does. Pablo Escobar completes his gun upgrade in the nick of time. Both of these players, you know, they know what they're doing. They're both marching in such a way they've got their forces behind the respective commanders. I don't care what the rating says. If you see players do that, they know what they're doing. In fact, neither player on the west side fancying it, both of which backing off. Pablo Escobar actually walling himself in. That's always the sign that the player is thinking about the longer term game. Trying to wall off easy access. Ravendell, meanwhile, breaking through the central region there that Winter's got. Both mechs as well as a forward factory. That's going to go down. Overwhelming number of forces here. What's Ravendell got? He's actually got his first Tech 2 unit in the mix here as well, Skyboxer. The rest is a nice UEF pick and mix at the Tech 1 stage. Tanks, Lobos, Scouts, although do run into Winter's commander. And again, with the gun, say without the gun, Winter's a bit dicey with this move. I think with the gun, this will be a great engage. Looks like Ravendell does finally realizes it and backs off. Although backing off through Balfron, who's also there. Balfron's still bare. But look at that force. It's been obliterated. There's about 30 units there, including the solitary Tech 2 unit. And he's going to, what's this? Get about 4 of them back. Winter, who's incidentally made the switch to Tech 2 as well, with the old walking point defense. Hit further to the west. Bourne's having a press. The Aeon, he's gotten the SniperCom upgrade. And using engineers he's got in the area. He's got a lot of engineers in the area. I have to say, this is sort of my weakness when I played. Went a little heavy on engineers. I mean, always for the reclaim, which is great. But, you know, and then I would use them for a fast commander upgrade. But there comes a time where you've got too many engineers and not enough tanks. And we've got to keep an eye out for Bourne, make sure that doesn't happen. Vecca's having another think about it. And I wonder if they can hook up here with Winter. And looks like Vecca's actually thinking about it. Bourne here pressing through from the coolies, pursuing Winter, and Vecca here may potentially eat into his flank, his resupply line, and that's going to cut Bourne off. Bourne realizes it, look, does an about face, realizes he's got to come back. Bourne, who I believe at this stage is pretty much still Tech 1 on the land. Aeon is terrible versus a commander with the gun at the Tech 1 stage. Goes from being the best faction to being the worst. At least I would argue so. Shane Phoenix now with a bunch of walking point defense of his own, dealing with this force from Sanoman that attempted to break through. Sanoman, who's best I can tell, also still at the Tech 1 stage. Focusing back on into the mid. Oh my goodness, look at Bourne. He's eating Tech 1 bombers. Very nice play there from Ravendell. Realizes it before I do, and I've got global vision. Sends skyboxes into the area. No doubt saving his teammate's life there. We saw all of those Tech 1 bombers from Vecca, who's sending in another wave. What's he got here? 10 bombers. And Bourne's stuck in the units. He's got a dance, man. Dance. Here comes the flak. Oh my goodness, that's going to be close. It's close. He's dancing. 400 hit points. Man, oh man, oh man. He is, of course, for the coolies, but he's running straight into enemy commanders here. Ravendell a little further to the north. Dealing with a few units from Balfron. Looks like he's just about able to deal with that. Ravendell, who's taken the time to get the nano upgrade. Bourne, who's managed to lock down a stack support base there with the Tech 2 point defense, the Oblivion turret. Let's get tongue twisted on that. This is clutch here. There's so much going on this area of the map. Units from all players moving in all sides. Bourne here has also got Tech 1 point defense. He may be able to completely prevent the overrun, but don't forget he's only got 1,000 hit points on the commander. Vecca's making a move for him again. The shield just about holds. But look at all of these walking point defense right on the door from Winter. Bourne gets a crucial rank of vet there as he takes one of them out, and with it a couple of 1,000 hit points. Now it's Ravendell who's dealing on a 2 versus 1 or a 1 versus 2 situation, should I say. Still using his Tech 2 flak here to extremely good use. Bourne, who for now has got to stay in his shield. But it does appear that Ravendel's in a spot. Bother is 6,000 hit points. He's got 2 enemy commanders on him, and he's firing into the highest health enemy. Looks like he finally realizes it. 3,000, 2,000, 1,500, 1,000, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good night. 14 minutes, 40 seconds. The first player down from the coolies. Winter with the kill, at least on paper. And with that, the Hotties lead 4 versus 3. Zooming back into the situation then. It's still not over. Both of these commanders low health. Balthron there, just 200 hit points. He bows out with a shot there from the Tech 2 units that Ravendell, I believe, had amassed before he went down. And with it, now Winter's a low health at just 1,700. 2 players out in 30 seconds. 1 from each team. It's a 3-on-3. Let's have a quick look elsewhere on the map. Things relatively static still. We've still got Vecca and Pablo feeling each other out on the west side. Sanoman and Shane Phoenix doing the same on the upper east side. Sanoman, who's got gun and nano as well. Somebody left a comment 2 or 3 months ago on the channel saying, I'm sure some of these commanders have got upgrades that they never used to have. And I think they drew attention to the Cybran and the Nano upgrades. And yeah, they did. It appears that 1 or 2 of the commanders, or more maybe, were given a certain thing that they didn't have before. And I'm almost sure that Cybran didn't have Nano as well. Here's where somebody says, no, they've had it ever since Supreme Commander 1 days. As in, before Forge Lines Forever. Who knows? Could be one of those weird distortions in time. Coming from different realities. Sanoman here with a bombing run. Shane Phoenix. Oh, he's going for the TAC missile launcher. So he has spotted this cheeky little TML that Shane Phoenix is trying to get round. I'm surprised the bomber lived to get another run with a flak in the area there. Does then get shot down. And Shane Phoenix, who's made the move to Tech 3. Otham siege tanks on the line on 16 minutes. We'll have to keep an eye on that. Does appear that Shane Phoenix now trying to probe versus Sanoman. In fact, here we go. Sanoman overcharging the first one. The second one heavily damaged. That goes down. Tickled to death by a million Cerberus turrets here. In come the walking point defense. There's the third overcharge. Takes out another siege tank. Sanoman, who's clearly got the energy storage. Yeah, he's got 44,000. So that's 4 energy storage he's got. And that is clearly enough to one-shot some of these Tech 3 units that Shane Phoenix is sending through just as well. So we move back. It does appear that the coolies are starting to break through a bit on the lower west side. Theka there quite far forwards. And there's the ping. And Bourne now making a move. These are Obsidians. Veku does have the walking point defense in tow, as well as a couple of units here from Winter, but predominantly it's Tech 1. Beautiful overcharge there, and I think the coolies are going to have to pull back and think again. Veka, who's a 4-star commander and half the way on to a 5th rank, will come back in over here, and Sanoman absolutely determined to get rid of this TAC missile launcher that's got 5 missiles in the clip. I think Shane Phoenix has forgotten about it, which is unfortunate. There's now 6 of them in there, and they're not going to get anything done. A waste of funds. You can see there's a lot of Tech 2 mechs over here that were exposed. Well, there are a couple of TAC missile defenses there from Sanoman up front. Sanoman, who looks like he's making a push here into Shane Phoenix's base. Pulls back Shane Phoenix, who again has gotten a few Tech 3 units back to the front, as well as the walking point defense. The mobile shield. Love this unit from the Seraphim. Look how long, look how many shots it absorbs there. Sanoman, who's put at least 15 shots into the shield, is only halfway down and is now swarming Sanoman. Sanoman, who suddenly finds himself surrounded with enemy Tech 3, does not appear to have the ability to overcharge like he was doing previously. This is where you wish you had the hotkey for energy now. 1200, 9, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And inside 19 minutes, the second player there from the Coolies goes down. From the Hotties, I beg your pardon. Shane Phoenix from the Coolies taking the kill there. And with it, it's a 2 versus 3 from the team on the Lower East Side. Nice split there. I'd like to see Winter hand off a section of this base to Veka. It's appear that Winter's currently sat on 3 bases, although that may just be the way I'm looking at it. Maybe a 2-on-2. Shane Phoenix, who's made the transition to Navy as well. Look at this. In fact, he's gone straight for Tech 2. See here, Pablo Escobar's done a similar thing, although he's at Tech 1. With Tech 1 subs just as well, because Veka's actually had the same idea. Go Navy also. So as we approach the 20th minute, we've got breakthrough here taking place from Shane Phoenix. Although there are now some Tech 3 units from Winter to deal with them. We've got Percy's. Focusing back towards the main battle. Still predominantly Tech 2 walking point defense. Had a little go on 1 versus 1 ladder the other night for the first time in years. And my opponent was Seraphim, and it was going actually really quite well for me until he started spamming these out en masse, and then, well, everything collapsed. Didn't go so well for me. I'm sure some of you want to see it. I'm going to say no. No, please don't. Please don't. I'd rather be thought of as a caster that half knows what he's doing than the player that hasn't a clue. Don't watch it. There's a reason why Guile and everybody else just never cast themselves playing. Back to today's game. Shout out to Guile, by the way. The original gangster when it comes to casting. In comes Shane Phoenix with his siege tanks versus Winter. Winter's got to be careful here. There's a lot of tech. At 21 minutes. Winter does have forces, but they're a little out of position. Could perhaps do one better and walk towards his supporting units rather than away. 4,000 gets a crucial rank of vet there. He's now a 4-star. Shane realizes it, backs off. Another overcharge there would surely get those 3 siege tanks. And that would surely grant the 5-star. The bricks, however, pick up these siege tanks on their retreat. Although Shane Phoenix with another press through the central region there. And that's forcing Winter with his superior units to move back and forward to cover a porous front line. See Winter there responsible for a huge section of the map. Although, to his credit, it's pretty much one-on-one now versus Shane Phoenix. Bourne and Pablo Escobar, both of which seem to be behind the bases that's being dealt with by Veka. Veka now sending a huge wave of Tech 1 bombers here after Pablo. Some of them are going to get a second pass. Pablo's dancing. Perhaps making good use of some of that stuff he's been growing in that field. And Pablo there surviving for another day. Shane Phoenix with his Air Force in as well. Making a move. This time it's Veka, who's very low health. He's a 5-star, so he's got no more ranks of upgrade. But he is getting 40 hit points a second back on the clock. Bourne continues to press. The Aeon with the shield backs off. That may have been the mistake. He would have got Veka if he'd have pushed, I'm sure of it. But now Veka's got the perfect engage there. Look at this. Always gets me excited. Bourne also with a crucial rank of vet there. Only his 1st star, but it was crucial nonetheless. Veka's flying in with a formation of bombers. Oh my goodness. That would have been a kill for sure. Several bombs away. and by some coincidence walks under a mobile shield belonging to Shane Phoenix. Bourne says thank you in chat, big caps. No surprises there as to why. Thank you. I'm not sure if he's thanking his god or his player or the universe, because that was more coincidence than planned. Man, oh man, was it close. And won't Vecca know it? Shane Phoenix doing a blinder here, seemingly covering air, half the land, and keeping his teammates in the game. Also, Navy here. Look at this. The cruisers, 19 kills on this guy as he goes around escorted by destroyers, shield boats. Here's the second cruiser, 6 kills. That's leaving the rear end of Winter's base exposed. Water bricks now making their way out from Winter, and Shane Phoenix doesn't have the units here to stop that advance. And these Percys, despite being better than a brick in a one-on-one, are heavily outnumbered. Shane Phoenix, who's made the transition to Tech 3 Air with the broadsword as well. We saw his ASF from before. Pablo Escobar has a Tech 2 cruiser, actually 26 kills, and is being escorted mostly by Tech 1. He also has a destroyer there. Oh, come on, man. Oh, look at this. Oh, it will eventually tickle it to death. Eventually. Look at the hit points. 600, 500, 400. It's got started with 5,600. And there we go. The Cerberus turret there is the proof. Can eventually tickle a siege tank to death. Vecca here decided to go super aggressive versus the cruiser. He's got 2 destroyers, but does then walk into a couple of destroyers belonging to Pablo, as well as a few subs. Those subs are going to make all the difference in an otherwise even engage, and that's going to be a win there, or a hold at least, for Pablo. Vecca's also making use of the cruisers. Look at this, almost 40 kills between the two of them. And so cruisers with their long-range missiles reaching in long range across the map. Notification there from Shane, who has the first experimental that we've seen at 26 minutes. Shane Phoenix, who's currently pressing down the eastern seaboard with Navy and land, walks headlong into Winter's commander, who's got gun and nano. Winter there getting to the 4th rank. Surely these guys are dead now. Yeah, no surprise there. That'll help him with his rank. And there we go. 2/3 on the way now to a 5-star. Although this Navy's still harassing Winter's base. And right now, not much Winter can do about it. These are all Tech 3 mechs back here. And there is 0 defense for them. Also got power storage that are exposed. And yet had a chance to look at the eco, so let's quickly have a look, because you see more battles is brewing. That is the proper use of language. More battles is brewing. 750 to 530 favouring the coolies. That is a huge disparity facing the northern team. 200 odd points per 200 odd mass per tick ahead. That's unbelievable. It's around 30-40%. Well, let's be honest, more like 30. What's the totalizer say? 670 versus 530. That's not quite as bad as the live scores would say. Oh no, Vecca with a beautiful snipe there picks off Bourne. I saw another huge wave of bombers. Do they get the other guy? Sorry for missing that one there. Yes, they do. 2 players down in as many seconds from Vecca's Air Force, who's been showing that Tech 1 bombers can still cause huge amounts of damage, even late game. And with it, we're down to a 2 versus 1 from the Hotties' point of view. Shane Phoenix, the only one left on the coolies, and he's still pressing. Walking here into one of the fobs that Winter's got set up, who's desperately trying to get more point defense online. I don't think he's going to be able to get enough. We've also got the chicken in tow that's got 15 kills. That's going to start bringing to bear now. Quick look elsewhere, check that we're not missing anything. Not really. We're having a little exploration there with shields, which is, well, not the most scary unit to ever see coming when it's by itself. Although it is being followed up by some that are a little more scary. Bricks and purses. But we're going to focus in here on the chicken together with these units here from Shane Phoenix. Both players electing to avoid each other in a head-on conflict and instead sidestepping each other and attacking each other's main base. Or at least that's what appears to be on the menu. The time to chase down each other's breakthrough has long since passed. And I think this is a case where we're going to have to split the screen. The left side, we will follow Winter's breakthrough. And on the right side, Shane Phoenix's breakthrough. Tech 3 mechs here going up, belonging to Winter. Winter no doubt going to be repaying the favour. Shane Phoenix, who's gotten his broadsword onto the case, could do with a few more. Winter's desperately trying to get Ravagers online in his true main base. They're able to pick off some of these units at range, but I doubt it's going to be enough. Few more broadswords getting into the mix, but what's this? Winter has gone picked up by the enemy commander, by the enemy chicken, should I say. And the chicken takes a dislike to the commander, and I think that's going to be it. One more plasma charge. Here it comes. Bang, and that's good night. Winter, bless his soul, can go back to where it came from, i.e. the FAF lobby. And join us on another day. Winter, thank you very much. Just goes to show, just because you submit a game doesn't always mean that you have to win. We'll set that back. We'll go back to single screen. These bricks here, now in the hands of Vecca. This was the forces from Winter that was breaking through and have annihilated this base here. One of the 4 bases in the hands of the Coolies. 3 of them remain. As we can see here, the similar thing done to the Hotties. The central base there, or the central eastern base, also wiped out. But importantly for the Hotties, they still got a chicken to deal with, together with a shed load of units. And trickling walking point defense at them, probably not the best thing to do. Just don't know where to look now. We've still got the Navy pressure here from Shane Phoenix. Shane Phoenix, who is in the drink here and has numerous bricks making their way towards the position. Don't forget the bricks do have some torpedo capability, so may be able to, and it does appear to be that they are indeed making a beeline for the water of these bricks. Checking him back. Oh, Weka was nearly able to finish the chicken, but not quite. Look at it. It's like 95%. The chicken goes down, and with it, another base there from Vecca on the menu. We're going to have to let that go, because while we know that the base is going to be dismantling, you can keep track of it on the minimap. I'm far more interested to see how these bricks fare. There goes the Tech 2 Navy HQ that Shane Phoenix has. Shane Phoenix, who's chucking torpedo bombers at the bricks now. Got the Percies as well. I'm not sure that the Percies have torpedo ability. I best just confirm that. No, they're just amphibious. But here we see the bricks. Torpedoes, torpedo defense. Transportable, amphibious, and aquatic. Amphibious and aquatic. Apparently they're 2 different abilities. Shane Phoenix coming in with his Air Force, who does appear to control the air, as Vecca's trying to deal with some of these torpedo bombers. because that's about all he has to deal with. He's got a destroyer here. May as well get the destroyers stuck in. And Shane Phoenix, who is still full health. Vecca still getting enough air and scouts despite not controlling the air. I'm sure, does he still see where the enemy commander is? Yes, he does. He's got updated markers there. He's still moving his units towards the last known position. Here's another spy plane from Vecca. And there once again, he's got ID on the comm. He updates it with the marker. This guy knows what he's doing. A quick check meanwhile over here. Looks like the chicken there from Shane is actually on its way back. And Shane Phoenix has got caught up, guys. What a game. Winter certainly got an eye for it. Vecca finds himself surrounded there. 8,000 hit points. Numerous Tech 3 bots, all with torpedo capability all around him. 6,500 hit points, guys. If you aren't already, hit the like button. 4,700 hit points. Could this be it? Shane desperately trying to deal with these bricks using the torpedo bombers. 3,000 hit points. He's below 3,000 now. 2,800. Still more air. Shooting down what little aircraft Vecca has. Credit to Vecca for being able to get any in. 1,900 hit points, 1,700, 1,400 hit points. This is so close. 1,100, 900 hit points, 900. And he snatches himself from the jaws of death. I don't believe it. Look at the torpedoes still trying to chase the commander even after he's been picked up. We've seen that before on the channel. Man, oh man. Sub 1,000 hit points. Shane Phoenix and the entire Coolies team, whose hope rests upon his shoulders, survives. Shane Phoenix, who actually elsewhere on the map is looking pretty strong. Another breakthrough, or more like a probing attack, I'll have to say here from Vecca. Sends a few bricks forward, but Shane Phoenix with overwhelming numbers of units there, able to push those back. Man, oh man, oh man, oh man. It's still, things are dicey. I don't know where to look with the camera. He's 1,300 hit points, repping up, what's that, 10 hit points a second, which is a little low. This is why I maintain, if you've ever got the ability to upgrade your commander to Tech 2 and you've got a spare slot to do it, then do it. I mean, look, this guy desperately needs a shield, but he can't build one because he's only at Tech 1. If he has Tech 2, extra hit points per second, extra build power, it's like, struggling to find reasons not to go for the tech upgrade. That is, of course, assuming you've got time and the ability to do it. Vecca still, despite not having air, I mean, here we see Shane, all his air is in one clump. Vecca with an inferior air force has got it spread left, right and center, including strat bombers here. Oh man, one bomb right there would get the kill. As you see, he's sub 2,000 hit points. It's got spy planes in the area. Here's another. And Shane Phoenix has ID'd it. Oh, look at that. Oh, he's got to give credit to Vecca, man. He's looking for any way in that he can. But he looks like he's been dealt a hand that at this stage of the game doesn't look so good. I mean, we've got gunships here from Shane Phoenix tearing apart what remains of his main base. Slow time down. I know some of you like the cinematics. Let's get some of the Ravagers cinematics. Oh, come on. If the camera can get behind the hill. Go on then. Open up another volley. Go on. There we go. Lots of pretty colours. That damn hill. Percy's very tanky unit. Few harps here as well from Shane Phoenix. All right, pick and mix. But yeah, Vecca, his main base, or what's left of his real main base, that's going to go down. See a few isolated bits here and there, but nothing really to speak of. The chicken did it all. I mean, I do wonder why Shane Phoenix brought the chicken back. We'll go back to full pace. Shane Phoenix, who's making the upgrade there to Nano, and flew in lots of engineers to assist. Don't blame. We've now got 220 hit points a second going back on. And Shane Phoenix, look at that. He was below 1,000 hit points. He's now got 31,000 and climbing. Vecca still sending scouts into the area through some magical feat, but I think we all can see where this game is starting to slide. Unless Vecca's got some wild cards, something up his sleeve somewhere. I can't really see where. Having global vision, this is starting to look like GG. And I think Vecca knows it. He's making his way towards the enemy navy here. A flotilla of subs as well as destroyers. And Vecca's hit points begin to tumble off the chassis there. We'll focus on him. 12,000 hit points. Lots of thanks and players there congratulating one another in chat. Good game. Well played. Good work. And this is what I love about FAF. Every once in a while, you know, when things get a little too tense, you see people chucking the salt, but the rest of the time, it's a nice, friendly place to be, even as a commentator. And with that, Shane Phoenix wins it for the Coolies. Ladies and gentlemen, I do hope you enjoyed that one. And until next time from me, wherever in the world you may be, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. A huge thanks, as always, to all of those support commanders here. Their names you see scrolling by on the channel now. We got 25 games over there. So thank you very much to those, and until next time. Ta-ra! Thank you very much. See you again. I'm out.